Were they really chanting "Fire Dave Roberts" at Chavez Ravine last night?
I didn't hear fire Dave Roberts. I heard a lot of boos when he came out to take the ball from Joe Kelly, and then when he walked back after he gave the ball to Kenley Jansen. I specifically didn't hear fire Dave Roberts. It's probably because I was sort of honed in on figuring out what I was going to write. But I heard a lot of boos, and it's the loudest I've ever heard boos for Dave Roberts. Bill Plaschke was sitting next to me, and he was saying he'd never heard Dave Roberts booed that loudly at Dodger Stadium. And the people were upset. They weren't happy with the decision making that Dave Roberts made last night.
Is he safe? How safe is he?
My initial reaction to that would be, I think he's safe. He just signed a 3-year so his contract was picked up, an option was picked up last year, and then his 3 years remaining after this. They signed an extension through 2022. So my gut instinct is that, yes, he's safe. It was ugly last night, but they still won 106 games. It's a franchise record. It's tough to see a manager get fired after that.
Well, that's why I don't know. Were they bad moves or bad performances, or can we separate the two?
I think it's both. It's hard. I know it's a cop-out answer, but in the moment, I think people were just wondering, wait, is this the right move here? I think the Clayton Kershaw move, I think that's more defensible. You're going with the guy that said he was available. He's one of the greatest pitchers of his generation. You trust him in that spot. He had just had a meeting out with 3 pitches. It's a 3-1 game. But leaving Joe Kelly in there, I think, is the one that's really kind of head-scratching. And, in both cases, Joe Kelly didn't make the pitches he needed to make. Clayton Kershaw didn't make the pitches he needed to make. But there was history on both sides, very recent history that suggested that they weren't the right people for that situation.
Yeah, and I also said this morning, and I thought this in the moment. If you're going to complain, we know what the end result is, but let's say you didn't bring in Kershaw, and let's say you went to your other pitchers in the bullpen and you lost, then we would be critical of Dave Roberts by saying, you had Clayton Kershaw there. I mean, the Nationals used Scherzer. Why wouldn't you use Clayton Kershaw? So I think because we know how it ended, therefore it's easier to criticize. But I think we would have been critical of Dave if he didn't bring in Clayton Kershaw and they lost.
I think that's fair. And, it's a tough job, obviously. We're here to criticize every move, every result. And, if Dave Roberts, if Clay Kershaw gets out of that inning giving up 1 run and the Dodgers somehow win that game, it's, we're not talking about this, obviously, but it's part of the job. It's part of the gig, especially in this market, a market that hasn't seen a World Series championship since 1988. They're thirsting for one. It's, the last 2 World Series, losing in the World Series. I got the feeling around here that it was just, all right, cool. Let us know when you're in the World Series and when you win it. We've seen you guys do this in the regular season. We've seen you guys go to the World Series before. We're not satisfied.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.